Okay. Hello. Welcome to episode 1. It's a creative outlet podcast. I remember a bunch of content creators that I like made things like this, and like the leech that I can be, I did it myself because I have thoughts and opinions, and anybody can share anything they want. It's not really important, and you can talk about stuff for a while. So, today, if you've ever listened to this before, you've probably heard me talk about creative things and how to feel about them. Or not how to, but like ways and options and things like that. And right now, I am really specifically wanted to talk about motivation to do anything. I recently have been struck by a great deal of motivation for creating things, and I want to talk a little bit about why that is and why it is not in different times. So I like to draw and make music and a bunch of other creative things, writing mostly. And why didn't I start that with the list, right? If it's the most one. But more specifically, I like to make art because I like to see things in my head come into real. And that's a pretty major reason I like to do anything, is because if I don't make it, then it will actually probably be made, but not in a way that I imagine, and I am particular enough to want to make that thing in the way that I see it perfectly, because I can find alternatives and be happy with that. And I think a lot of people do, but I don't think they're fully satisfied, because there's always a comment or something that's like, oh, this could be like this, or if they added this would be awesome. But if you do make it yourself, you do have the opportunity to make it exactly the way you see it. And I think that's important and special. But I also think that it is hard to do, because making something is always subject to quality. This is something I've mentioned before on one of these, but it's not always subject to like an important measurability. You can just make things, and it's fine, even if nobody sees them, because that's a reason a lot of people do make things, is so people can see them. One of my favorite ways to make things is to draw a comic or a piece of interactive media that people can engage with, like the choose your own adventure things that I've done in the past and still like to do. I do them until people, get bored and stop looking at them. And I always want to continue, but it's up to other people to do that. But I enjoy that type of stuff. One, because it gives me endless prompts to draw from, and two, because I think it is fun to interact with people. But I still have to have the desire to make that thing in the first place on my own without people. And part of me still does. To the point where a couple of those that I've started, I've wanted to go back and continue in a way on my own. But I get intimidated without the support of other people, and then I just didn't do it, or haven't done it yet. Another thing more recently was I did a 100 gym Pokemon challenge, where I would ask people to come up with teams of Pokemon, and I came up with some arbitrary rules, where I drew up a team of random Pokemon that I generated and had them battle people, and drew up the results of those battles, and imagined what dice rolls meant when we fought them, and that was really fun. Having a particular assigning a set of dice or die to a Pokemon, and having that be a high number, and imagining, oh, they did really well in this battle, was a really fun little mechanic. And a bunch of people I thought I set 100 gym challenge just to be facetious and sort of like give me a super aspirational goal. But the fact that I got 20 plus responses was gigantic, and felt really good, and two, was really fun to draw. I did a rim lighting thing I don't really fully understand how to use to in a lot of the pictures, but it was fun finding references and stuff for that. And hey, it ended up with one of my Pokemon evolving, so I think mission successful, even if I'd never get another challenge in a million years. Um, this was about motivation. So I think the reason I've been motivated so recently is because I have had a bunch of people who I am able to interact with, and a new place to do it on Blue Sky. Because on Twitter, it was less. The algorithm and everything just generally meant you don't see people. Blue Sky, smaller place, more people will likely see my stuff, and that's helpful. It is genuinely helpful to see other people engage with things you do, and specifically new people. If your friends do it, that's fine and great. But I do think people make stuff not just for themselves, ultimately. You can, and there's probably people that do, but I think a lot of people make stuff not for themselves, but they make things to be judged by other people, or they make things to be enjoyed by other people, I think is probably more their goal. Or that's my goal, at least. And if nobody engages with it, then, you have a feeling of, I did not succeed at what I was trying to do, and you don't want to continue that, or you get discouraged and you don't want to continue the process at all of trying to do the thing you're doing, which is unfortunate. Not super helpful to continuing and getting better at it, but also highly understandable. There's a million posts online of people going, "Don't give up, you can do it," and then posting their highly detailed multi-hour piece and going, I can do something, but I can't do what you did, and I don't think it's like it is not coming from a place meant to discourage. It is coming from a place meant to encourage. But it can be easily discouraging, and you can't help how people take things. But I think I'm trying to think of a better way to word what people are trying to say. If someone was highly skilled and they looked at my work and they said, "Wow, good job, keep going," that is not as motivating as I think it could be. And that's not the reason I necessarily want to keep making things. Really, what I would like that person to do is express why they would want to touch that, or not just say good job at what you're doing. I think it'd be more important to people for people to engage with the thing on a deeper level than just good job on continuing your process and your journey. But this is not necessarily of a quality, but this is of a subject matter, and this is of a interest to me beyond its quality. And I think that would be more helpful to people's brain desire to see people look at their things. It's a thing I've recently taken to looking at when looking at other people's art or listening to other people's music. It's really important to try and understand the reason why someone made something. I always try to spend a moment of one of these in trying to say something profound, which I won't always do. I'm just a dude with a microphone who's not super not sleepy. So, I don't know. motivation can come from a lot of different places, but I think a big bulk of it comes from wanting to show it to other people. And, uh, and some part of your brain wants it to be popular. Part of your brain wants people to interact with it. Part of your brain wants to do it for yourself. Part of your brain wants to do it out of curiosity. But I think all parts of your brain ultimately still want to do it, which is important. So it's just balancing how much of your brain you allow to be the part of your brain that actually puts it out there. Cool silence. I don't know. Play with different parts of your brain when you post stuff. See if you can post a thing for people to engage with. See if you can post a thing that's literally just self-indulgent bullshit. Like when I post a picture of a statuesque young woman or something. Or when I post a picture of hating, yeah, there we go. An OC I came up with. Like, I don't care if anybody else looks at hating. No, that's not true. There is one person I wanted to look at hating, Quasimodix, the person who inspired hating, but her visual design. But I am looking right now at my desk, and I am looking at 2 different types of labors of love. I'm looking at a set of keyblades that one of my friends made for me, that always sits under one of my monitors, and I have them there forever. I'm also looking at a Kingdom Hearts silver chain that I keep the crown piece here so I never lose it, but I keep the chain with me, and that doesn't mean anything, but both pieces of art made by somebody, provided by a friend, that I feel provides me great motivation to make things. I'm looking at a Bumbo and other 3D printed things that another friend made for me. I don't know why I'm not naming people's names like I have in the past. Maybe I'm nervous. But I'm looking at things people have made and provided to me just as gifts. I think just to make me happy. And they make me deeply happy. But they also, IMO, provide valuable motivation to do things. I think another part of your brain that wants to maybe make stuff is a part of your brain that wants to, like, live up to an expectation, the wrong idea, that wants to reciprocate creative input and make creative output because of it. There we go. That's not an expectation. That's a vague, nebulous concept. High five. It's too loud to do on the microphone. Where was I going with this? It's okay to be motivated by different reasons, and it's okay to not be motivated by different reasons. I feel I'm going to run into a pretty major slump where I'm going to fail at making things. I'm going to look at the writing I do for my many tabletop RPG games, and I'm going to go, poop, this sucks. And I do that at the end of every session anyway, but I can't really help that. I will look at the murder mystery I wrote for my recorded game, Tales of Harper, and I will go, fuck. I can curse on these. Nobody's in charge of me. I'm me. This stinks, and my players are gonna be bored because it's gonna take too long, or they're not gonna solve it in time, or I won't be able to achieve the effect that I want to do as things escalate. Bump the desk. I will look at my 100 Gym Challenge, or Shield Knight, or You're Lost in a Subway at Dark, or Red, or any of the other comics I've made, or Twitter RPG. I'm making Blue Sky RPG. Fuck you, you're not in charge of me. I can curse, and I cannot be in charge of me. I will look at those things, and I will go, man, I had something here that was special, and maybe I got too experimental, and I do understand that I can burn people out of my own stuff by just like making it too weird or hard to interact with. Fucking Google Forms I didn't know how to use. Thank you. I do want to thank one of my friends for giving me that idea. Though again, I did it without the proficiency, so it was not nearly as cool as it could have been. It's important to be motivated by anything you can be motivated by, and at the end of the day, even if you're not motivated by anything right now, taking time to seek out motivation within or without yourself or outside of yourself, I think that's an okay way to be at any given time. I don't remember exactly how I end these. I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be, let's make something together, or I can't wait to see the things you've made. That's what it was. I could have just listened to the previous versions of this. Oh well. At the end of the day, I can't wait to see the things you've made. Let's make something together. Let's combine them. And then outro music. Wow.